Thanks for joining us here today on Spirit Talk. I'm Shavaun,
Hi, I'm Sabrina.
and today we have special guest Brandi Passante from Storage Wars. Hey, Brandi.
Hey, good to see you.
Good to see you too. I have your birth chart right in front of me. So I was checking out your chart, and you have a lot of really cool stuff happening, big, changes. Yeah.
God, I hope so, because Jesus Christ. It's been too many things, too much. So hopefully some good is on the horizon soon.
Here's what I love about a birth chart. Is a birth chart, there's no two alike. And basically, it's like having your own personal roadmap. So when you look at your birth chart, it gives you like an imprint of what your soul is supposed to accomplish in this lifetime, and the challenges you'll have and the benefits you'll have. And what's awesome about it for me is it's like the timing of things. So you'll know if you look at your chart, is this really a good time to press forward, or is this better time to lay low or whatnot? And I feel like it's really interesting today that we're talking because there's a planetary transit going on right now. It's Mars conjunct Uranus in Taurus, and you are a Taurus.
I am.
Yes, you're a Leo rising. Did you know that?
You know, I try to, keep up with this stuff, but I didn't know that. No.
Oh, okay. You're Leo rising, which is how you present yourself to the world. And honestly, it kind of makes perfect sense that you landed on Storage Wars and have a job on television. It's the perfect, it's perfect for performance. And you also, not that you're performing, it's a reality show and it's your job, but you're good and quick-witted, which comes with your moon in Gemini. Your moon is in Gemini, and you have Mercury in Gemini. Mercury is in its home sign in Gemini, and it actually is a really great placement for writing and communicating and telling stories and getting your stuff out there. And your sun and your Mercury are in your 10th house, and your 10th house is your career house. So you have great aspects to your career house. Your career is, there's always going to be some really good opportunities, whether it's Storage Wars or not. But I'm glad that Storage Wars is back. That's exciting.
Blessing and a curse. That's what I've always called it. Yes.
You have the transit that's happening right now. It started yesterday, the conjunction, and it's kind of like unpredictable. It can be explosive, but it can be change. And if you go with the flow of the change, it's better than like fighting it. It's sort of like something positive. It looks positive to me because it's trining your Jupiter and your Mars in your first house, which is in Virgo. So your Jupiter and your Mars is in Virgo in the first house. And what that means is, you have the energy and ability and the confidence to kind of to do exactly what you're doing. I mean, I looked at your chart today and there were so many things because I know you so well, but there's so many things that I didn't know that were in your chart that makes so much sense based on your life. And, your childhood, it was tricky. And then as you just sort of landed this gig on Storage Wars, and it was just quite perfect for you. It's a perfect fit. Perfect fit.
Yeah. Agreed.
So the trine is between your 9th house and your first house, which means there could be some unexpected travel. There might be some travel that comes up out of nowhere. So just obviously be careful, wear a mask, all that fun stuff. But also it's transformation of the self too. And with the Mars and Jupiter there, plus your North Node is in your first house. And what is your North Node? It's what your soul's aim is here to do in this lifetime. So
Okay.
Part of your goal in this life is to work on yourself, to work on taking care of you, to go within. This is a great time for you to learn to meditate, connect to spirit. I think the universe has been asking you and calling you to stay in and go within And I think there might have been a struggle of fighting with some of it, not knowing how, because with the Virgo, with the Mars and Virgo, there's the control of, no, I can't meditate. I need to stay focused. I got things to do. I don't have time to meditate. I don't, so this is a
Right.
great time for you to just be still, because there's some messages you need to get and clarity that it's almost like you're going to be given some clarity that not somebody else isn't going to give you. You're going to find an idea, and then you're going to ask around and say, hey, what do you think of this? And you're going to get some good feedback. So there's like a new project coming up for you, other than Storage Wars. And I know you had, there's some you have to be creative, Brandi. That's like a big thing for you. And you have to be your own boss. Leo.
Yeah, I'm not good with bosses. I'm just kidding. I can be.
You have the ability to run the show. You have the ability to take charge, and the wisdom and the knowledge and the drive that not everybody has, and the discipline. So I'm just going to tell you one challenge you have in your life. And if I tell you, you're probably going to go, oh yeah, I already know. So your challenge is to not overspend with your money, to learn to save it a little bit better, not to give it away so much, especially your mom. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. And there's another very intense transit two transits I want to talk about. But first I want Sabrina to jump in, because she was going to look at your numbers, and numbers and do your tarot, right?
And just the way I psych us.
I didn't know this was going to be so fun.
So, Brandi, it's a pleasure to meet you. I
You
have
as
to
well.
be honest, I've never seen Storage Wars. I knew it existed.
You're not missing much.
I don't watch a lot of TV, and when I do, it's usually at the end of the day in a cartoon to numb my brain,
Oh no, I get it.
So I do readings. It's pretty much what I do for a living, and I combined a lot of different things, and I love astrology. I've been studying astrology forever, but I'm not an astrologer. Shavaun's the astrologer. I do numerology and tarot along with spirit. And Shavaun is talking about your chart. I'm like, oh my God, yes. It numbers and numerology, everything all connects. It's really amazing. So remember, Shavaun was saying your Mercury is in Gemini.
Right.
And it's just fascinating because has anyone ever done your life path numbers?
No.
So are you familiar at all with what your life path is?
So, I've done those little quizzes and things here and there, but I really I don't understand it very well. So I would love for you to explain it to me.
Okay, so, and again, I do a numerology a little bit differently than most people. I kind of learned from spirit. So if anyone asks you, you are a 3 life path, which is very Gemini, Mercury and Gemini. So it's Shavaun is talking, I'm getting like, oh my God, this is so awesome. You're really a 21-3.
Okay.
So, and I always equate to the tarot. So let's just talk about the 3, which is the Empress. Okay.
Okay.
So your life path is what you're here to learn, to do, and to master. You are here to master, to really step in to the Empress, to this nurturing, powerful self. You know how, like Shavaun was saying, it's really important to be your own boss, and it's really important, to use your creativity. It's very, what does the Empress do? She kind of is the boss of the kingdom, right? Or part of the boss. But it's really about really stepping into your own inner power as a woman, really owning your femininity, really owning your creativity, owning who you are in this life, all encompassing, not being afraid to be a woman, not being afraid to be in charge, and not being afraid of responsibility. And also, there's a nurturing aspect of you. So it's like really bringing that out, not allowing it. Don't be afraid to let it shine. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it absolutely does. It does 100%.
And it's really creative. So, okay, so the 21. So let's talk about the 2, High Priestess. Very, very creative. So you have to be creative in this life. And it's like your voice is through your creativity in this life, which a lot of ways it does make sense that you are on Storage Wars because it's sort of free speech, right? You get to kind of say what you want.
Mostly.
Mostly. And are you able to really be creative? It's like your ideas that you have or tips that you have for the show. Do you ever get to express them?
Yeah, I've gotten, as the seasons have gone by, and especially this one in particular, I have a lot more autonomy to kind of bring myself out a little bit more, which has been really refreshing. And it definitely, where I felt always that I was being held back, this has been sort of enlightening and a little easier on me.
Good, that's good.
Yeah.
So this lifetime, you have to be all femme. I mean, look at this. You got the High Priestess and the Empress. You are here to just be a woman, be beautiful, step in. Don't be afraid of what anybody thinks. Screw them.
That's my favorite new thing that I'm kind of coming into is not giving a fuck what anybody thinks about me. And it's also very refreshing. And, I think when you spend your days being concerned about everyone's opinions or feelings, it's really stifling, and, it brings stress and worry where it's not necessary,
And you're not able to be as creative, right? I mean, you can't,
exactly.
You can't express. Okay, so then the 21. So we're going to go to the Magician. This is about your identity in this life. It's really about stepping into who you are, being an individual.
Okay.
You do have to beat at your own drum. You have to do things in your own way. You are here. The 2 energy you have to learn how to work with people, and you have to learn about relationships. Relationships is a very big sort of thing you have to sort of learn in this life. And, it's peacemaking. It's learning how to kind of, oh shit, how do you say that in English? I hate it when we can't find my words. Crap. Okay, I'll come back to me.
Okay.
Compromise. Thank you, Spirit. Compromise.
Oh, I don't like that word either. I would have, yeah.
So you do have to learn how to do that, but you are able to do things in your own way. And Shavaun's right. You have to be your own boss a lot of the time. So even if you're producing the show, producing another show, creating another show where you're sort of involved and producing, like, you got to kind of put all your hands in the cookie jar.
Okay.
And one last thing I'm going to say. So there's a couple, but I'll say one last thing. You're born on the 16th. So again, you have that 1 energy, which is the Magician. Also, the thing about the 1 energy is sometimes you have to be your own motivator. You have to like be the one to take the reins and move forward. People are not always going to push you. Sometimes you have to push yourself. Does that make sense?
It does, and that's one of my toughest kind of pitfalls is knowing that I have to be the one to push myself forward and struggling in order to do so.
The thing is you have the energy and you have the power to do it. You do have it. So it isn't like you don't have the tools. You do. It's just about, sometimes you just have to light the fire under your butt a little bit, Now, the 6 energy is very Cancerian. So family, friends, loyalty, it's very important to you. Again, very, very creative energy. So creativity is pretty much your middle name here. It is really what you're here to do. Probably also work with friends, and interact with friends. So that's really important. And 1 and 6 is 7. So here's the magic number. That's 7. Of course you're into this stuff because 7 is very Zen. You're here to learn how to be mind, body, spirit. You're here to learn how to really be connected to yourself, how to be connected some way to your spirit guides, to your higher self. you want to learn about astrology, you love ghosts, like this is all sort of in your realm. You're here to experience it.
Yeah.
You know? And the thing about the 7 energy that's very important is throughout your whole life, whatever you do, whatever action that you take, it's very important to take a step back and reflect before making decisions. If you just sort of jump in, which you have that Leo and that Gemini, and they can be very spontaneous. And then you also have to think sometimes before you speak. That's the 3 energy.
Oof.
Sometimes you can say things and like, oh fuck, what the hell did I say?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Haven't seen her on storage
Having a filter, right? Okay. Okay.
Good.
Yeah, that's a little,
Noted.
that's a little important. You know what's funny? What Spirit is saying right now? This is one of your spirit guides. One of your spirit guides, really cool. She's like really curly hair. Okay, she's saying you can get away with saying whatever you want when you're writing it. You just can't get away with it always when you're speaking. I don't know what that means, but that's what they're telling me to tell you. So.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So this year specifically, you're in an 8 personal year. It's from January to January.
Good.
Yeah.
Really?
Shavaun, you know how you were saying this is like a lot of opportunity for her and
Right.
everything?
Mhm.
Yeah, the 8 year, it's all about career and making money and
Money.
seeds. Yeah. And the only thing I don't like about an 8 year is that everything is like in your face. It's a very sort of earthy, like you can't escape anything. That's the only thing that's sort of, you know, you won't really be able to escape. And you have to go with the flow this year.
Okay. I'll try.
Yeah. Surrender. Surrender to that Aquarian Uranus energy. You know, it's like, what do they say? Expect the unexpected, you know?
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah, unexpected. Right, right. And so I want to get back to what you were saying about like moving forward, that you do have the energy to be the boss. And right now, there's some sort of opportunity. Pay attention to what comes up right now.
Okay.
Now, this next week, what is being presented to you, what shows up unexpectedly, because you're getting that trine to your Mars Jupiter, which should add some kind of excitement to your life, where it'll excite you to get up and do something.
Yeah,
You know?
I need that. I moved from my bed to my bedroom couch, you know, during the day. So I feel like, you know, I'm making progress.
Oh, what a year it's been. What a year it's been.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, I was getting a little stir crazy yesterday. It was probably the first time I really felt like,
Yeah.
I'm ready to be done, but you know, it's going to be a little while. What we feel, unfortunately, but you know, it's all good. So there's one thing though that I wanted to explain about your North Node that I didn't finish, was that so your North Node is in your 1st house, but your South Node, which is exact opposite, is in your 7th. And your 7th house is marriage, partnerships, relationships. So your job in this life, again, is about working on yourself, soul growth. How do you really get in touch with, you know, who you are, where you're at within, and who you are, as opposed to maybe who other people think you are. And it's kind of like you're going to be cracking the egg open and rebirthing into this sort of new phase of life. And what I'm seeing for you, like this is a wave. There's this wave coming in, and you have to take the opportunities with the wave. And I feel like there's an opportunity for some kind of designing of clothes for you. So I feel like, I don't know if you've ever thought of a clothesline or not, but
Well, you know, I love clothes. So
I know you do.
Yeah.
I just see some kind of fashion that you're selling, that you've created.
Okay.
And what that means, maybe that's through the meditation, you'll figure out what it is you're guided to do. And this is something really, really important right now, is breaking the fear, walking through the fear of the unknown, and not knowing, that again, why people meditate is because, oh, I got to be busy. I got to be doing something. I got to make a phone call. I got to control it. Right. Well,
Right.
right now you're being asked to let go, not control, sit back, relax, and see what you receive. What information are you being guided to do? So don't panic, relax. Maybe it's like, go take a nice cozy bath with, bath salts and bubbles and just really relaxing to a
Mhm.
place where you don't have any stress. Don't worry about what bill you can't pay. Don't worry about, remove the worry for
Okay.
for an hour at the very minimal. And during that time, just relax. And when you do, that's when you get the greatest insights. That's when you'll get the greatest visions and the greatest ideas, when you're fearless. That's what's been so kind of dangerous about the energy of the climate for the last 4 years, is that there's been so much fear in the air that people don't know. So many people don't know which way to go. Do I go left? Do I go right? I'm questioning myself. Am I right? Am I wrong? Wait a second, that's not right. That's a lie. I can feel it. So it's just been all this sort of chaotic energy that
Mhm.
has been going on around all of us throughout the world. And now, we're having to really go within. Everybody is, but that's your job in this life. And as you work on yourself, the relationship, the right relationship shows up,
Okay.
One thing I'm getting really strongly too is that you need to be writing right now.
I was getting that too. I felt like you need to write a script. I don't know why
Okay.
I'm seeing a screenplay. I
Okay.
did have an idea for one. I thought, oh, Brandy's so funny. It could be fun to write one together. Who knows? We'll see.
Okay. I'm in.
Did you want to write something specific?
I think I have so many stories, and there's been so many levels, I guess, chapters of my life. It hasn't been, it has never kind of stayed stagnant. But there's a lot of big stories kind of behind all of that. Tumultuous childhood, tumultuous adulthood, so I think maybe that is why I'm funny, because if I'm not, then what else do I have, kind of scenario. I would just be a big drag.
Oh, but you will never be a drag. That is for sure.
Oh no,
Never, never.
could never be boring.
And that's part of one of these transits you have. That's a very intense one that was about the tumultuous childhood. So you have Sun oppose Uranus. So when there's an opposition, it's two planets opposing each other, right? So the Sun and the Moon are opposing each other when it's a full moon, right? So when the energy of the full moon is more intense because of an opposition. So you were born with Sun opposing Uranus, and Uranus is so unpredictable. Your Sun's in your 10th house. Your Uranus is in the fourth, and the fourth house is home. So your home life was unstable, unpredictable. It changed constantly. It could have been, erratic at times. And it was like you never felt like you were standing on solid ground.
Exactly.
And you weren't.
Nope.
So it was almost like you were skating around just to get by. And the Taurus in you is like, what the fuck? And, then the Uranus is like, all right, I'm going to try to go with the flow of this. And I think eventually you learned how to figure out how to make it work for you. But as a child, it would have just been dumped on you. And it was a challenge. It was a huge challenge that you had to overcome, that you clearly did.
Absolutely.
You
Absolutely.
kids.
I was constantly questioning if I was adopted or something, because I just felt like I never belonged in that situation. Some people just kind of, I guess, accept their lot in life, and I just never could. Yeah.
That makes sense.
It does. And I think what happens, when we're kids and we see other families and they're, normal. There's a mom and a dad and they're not fighting, or they're, they're not poor, or they're, whatever it is, a struggle.
Yeah.
It does make you feel left out. This is where you and I, we bond, because we had so much in common with our childhood. But when I was a kid, I'd be like, I don't understand. Why am I having to go through this? And as an adult, I am so grateful I did. I look back, I am who I am today because of all that. I have empathy and I care about people. And that's how you are too. You're very caring, compassionate with, you have your Venus in Cancer, which is the nurturing, the cook, the mama bear, you're a great
Yeah.
mom to your kids. And there is a big challenge with your mother in your birth chart. It's, it's huge. Well, it's just this.
My cousin is laughing. She's here. She's like,
It's a huge challenge that,
yes.
that was, karmic, very past life, and tricky, very tricky, very tricky, because it was so confusing at times. You could never feel safe, really. There was never
Yes.
a sense of safety. So that's important to you now, and you create your own foundation.
Right.
But with that said, I do have to tell you that there might be an opportunity for you to either move, or you're going to do something different within your place. But don't be surprised if in about 4 weeks something comes up out of nowhere. Like there's
Okay.
this great place, because I think you're in an in-between spot right now, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm dying to move. Yes.
Yeah, you're gonna. If you want
Yes.
to keep your eyes open, look around, it looks like right around the time, because Mars is going to be opposing your Uranus in the 4th house, which tells me there's a good opportunity for you to move, and it should be nice and flow well, and you'll be
Okay.
happy. And it'll happen quick.
Okay. I'm ready.
I wanted to say something, Brandi, too, that I think is also, you have the opportunity to do in this lifetime, because you have so much feminine energy, and it's all about really tapping into just being proud of who you are as a woman. And, you want the opportunity to write. I kind of feel you need to write your own story. I feel like you need to write your memoirs. I feel like also you have the opportunity to really help young women, young girls, young women that are either went through something similar that you were going through in your life growing up. Just feel like you can reach a very like feminine audience, but a younger, impressionable audience that either is lost or is confused or is in pain, and that needs your optimism, and that needs that light, but that sort of like funny light, because you can keep things light. It can be intense, but you don't, that Leo in that Gemini, of course, I'm not seeing your chart, so I don't see it in front of me, but just the energy of what Shavaun was talking about, I feel for you is a blessing, because what it's doing is it's uplifting that heavy opposition, or that you said it was an opposition, Shavaun?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, the opposition natally. So it uplifts your energy in a way that even when all this bullshit happens, there's a part of you that can turn it into lemonade in a way. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
So you have that ability to really bring something to the world for other women and younger women, because I see it psychically in your aura, I guess you want to say. So think about that.
Okay.
I love that idea. And right when you were saying all of that, Sabrina, I was feeling like, oh, that's what you should do right now. Going into the self, going back, starting to write out things, get it out of you, put it on paper, write with a handwrite, like get maybe like a little book or something that you can journal in. There's something about the pen connecting to the paper, and there's something about that energy that I'm feeling will flow for you. And just start writing little stories and memories, and then you can go back and then add a funny spin on it. Go back and twist it up and be like, well, da 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 da, you know, you and your clever lines. I don't know, they're just fun.
Da, 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 da.
Yeah.
Don't worry about love. Breathe, breathe. I feel like there's a big part of you that somewhere it's like, fuck, man, is this shit ever gonna happen? Am I ever gonna like, is this ever gonna be okay? Love, is it ever gonna be grounded in? I mean, I see it. I don't know if I see it right now. I feel like you need to do things for yourself right now, but I don't see you alone. And I feel that there is someone like maybe in the next couple years,
Okay,
you know, and do you have kids?
I do. Two.
Oh,
Mhm.
okay.
Yeah.
You want another one?
No. Nope.
Okay. Well, if you don't want another one, sweetie, be careful.
Okay. Okay. No, I don't want another one. So,
So, I guess what you don't know, Sabrina, is that people that have watched Storage Wars for years have known Brandi and Jared as a couple, and they actually split up a little while ago. It's been a while now.
a little over 2 years now. Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is there someone you're seeing now? Because I feel like there's someone sort of floating in and out or trying to come in or